Football team takes the field.
Yes, and we're just back on YouTube Live, YouTube streaming. We apologize for, I think we lost a signal there. We're using some of the Forney landline there, and so maybe maybe got disconnected. But anyway, we're back up on YouTube Live, and of course we're still live on KSST 1230 AM. We appreciate you being here. Nice night for football out here on the film deck. Ross, what else you got on the roster?
So just a few more key position players to mention, and then also the
North Forney alma mater.
Well, I guess North Forney will come in with their school song, but I'll go ahead and keep talking about the wide receivers.
Hey, I'll
then
pipe that down a little bit. Go ahead.
Wide receiver number 11, Ladarius Jones, and he's young, but he's got decent speed and runs decent routes, but okay hands. Wide receiver number 13, Deshaun Brundage. He's a junior, average wide receiver, but he makes plays and has good hands. Tight end to keep your eyes on is Tyler Tucker, as he is the best returning player, at least skill position player on this team. And then for your offensive lineman, you got left tackle Jerian Jones, left guard William Bresci, another talented FBS prospect, center Devin Jones, right guard Byron Golden, and right tackle Jake Schwartz. The North Forney Falcons are led by first-year head coach Eric Luster.
All right, and yes, got four captains lined up for the Wildcats to come out for the toss. I've got Colby Albritton there. I've got number 44. And I've got number 25 and number 3. That's Douglas Deloney, number 3, right?
Right, and then 25 is Madison Martin, and number 44, Griffin Crawford, both seniors.
Right, Griffin Crawford. I should have known that we called that number a lot. The
Falcons, number 10, Tyler Tucker, number 15, Vendrick Hutchins, number 19, Mason Hall.
Yes, there's four different captains and then 2 backups there for North Forney, and it looks like
North Forney on the top can receive on the south end.
And North Forney is going to take the ball for the first kickoff. And the Wildcats are lined up on our left side. They'll be moving left to right here for this first quarter. And that means that the Wildcats will receive on the in the second half. So the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff coming up here in just a moment. Looks like the folks on YouTube have found us. Thank you. We've got that up and running. We'll see if Doug can keep us on the air with his. Certainly wasn't his fault. It was the equipment. Right. Obviously the equipment. So, and here comes the North Forney Falcons ready. They don't have a nice big blow-up inflatable thing to run through, but they've got a big banner that they're going to bust through, and so they're getting all lined up. And the crowd goes wild here on the North Forney side of the field, which I see about only about 75 people here on the North Forney side, and probably about that many on the Wildcat side. So a lot of Wildcat fans braving the drive to come down here. Our drive, sponsored by J. Hodge Chevrolet, as it is on all the away games this year. They provided us with a nice Tahoe, J. Hodge Chevrolet, over there on Wildcat Way, and have more and more vehicles every day. And but they want to. Bill Owen says they don't want to keep them; they want to sell them. So go buy J. Hodge Chevrolet and get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. So kickoff here just any time. We're waiting for the festivities kind of wrap up here in the pregame. So looks like they're still going to perform something. Again, we have the national anthem ahead of us, don't we? So we're waiting for that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here it comes.
Stand and direct your attention to the southern zone for the presentation of our nation's colors by the Forney ISD Junior ROTC Color Guard and the singing of our national anthem by the North Forney High School Varsity Mixed Choir, the voice of Falcon Nation. North Forney High School choirs are under the direction of Mr. Michael Hill. Forney ISD Color Guard Commander is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Amber Gomez. Carrying the United States flag is Cadet Technical Sergeant Robert Cibrian. Carrying the Texas State flag is Cadet Airman Hunter Potter. Carrying the Forney flag is Cadet Captain Zillian Casas. Weapons escorts are Cadet Major Madison Cadet Second Lieutenant Ethan Rivera. Please remain standing until the color guard has departed the field.
Wonderful, wonderful national anthem from the mixed choir of North Forney, and had to say it was great to hear another choir come out onto the field and perform in, especially as a former choir kid myself. I believe we did that exact same rendition, so great job from them, and we're about ready to get this football game underway.
Yes, the drill team for the North Forney Falcons is departing the field. The officials are going to have a little brief meeting in the middle of the field. What do you think they're talking about? I mean, I think they already know what they're going to do, but they're going to talk about it here in the middle of the field. As the temperature has reached 54 degrees here tonight. It's going to continue to drop throughout the game. No rain in the forecast. I don't see really any wind. They don't have, of course, they used to color guard for the flag presentation. They didn't have the flags up on the normal flag poles, but there's one down there on the end of the field not getting a breath of wind, so should be even on the passing game from no matter if they're going left to right or right to left. So that's going to let's see who's going to be our kickoff, our kicker tonight. Ross, I can't see the number yet.
I can't either, but
looks. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say it's either Colby Albritton or Uriel Santa Cruz. Nope, we've got another new one tonight.
Well, no, I think that's the other kicker that didn't play the first few games.
Yeah, you're right. This is the, I guess what you would call the second or third kicker on the season, Osvaldo Arellano. And Arellano kicks it away and kicks it deep as it's going back inside the 10, all the way back to the 5, it looks like. And number 7 starts to take it out himself. He turns backwards. He takes it the other way. 20, 25, 30. He's got some room. 40, 45. And he is tackled just about at midfield at about the 49-yard line.
Yes, that was a fantastic run back for number 7 for North Forney. He really kind of knew that where that was coming on the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff there, and they're going to spot that ball a couple of inches shy of the 50, so it's not going to take much for those North Forney Falcons to get over into Wildcat territory as they come out for their 1st and 10.
So we've got quarterback number 9, Michael Phillips, who, again, was possibly hurt. And
number 6 in the backfield with him.
So that's number 6, Trey Johnson. And looks like the quarterback keeps it himself on the option and doesn't get any kind of room. It looks like maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly where they'll put him on the rush for no gain.
Yes, he didn't get very far because of one man, Colby Albritton. So he took him down, and he had his number as well, and just went and no gain on the play. Yep, no gain on the play. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. They've got a couple of receivers here on the near side and one on the far side.
So looking left all the way, he gets it out to number 7, who just returned it 35 yards, and he breaks a tackle and makes it out to the 45-yard line of Sulphur Springs before being pushed out of bounds.
So, yeah, he made a little athletic move, as if I can borrow a phrase from Ross there, and got around one Wildcat defender, but another one was right there to wrap him up. Got him out of bounds, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and medium for this North Forney Falcon team. And it's go time for this Wildcat defense.
If they can get a stop here, it would be huge. It would be preventing a 3-and-out, and it looks like they'll do exactly that, as the quarterback there on the play, Phillips, tried to hand it off to his running back and fake them out on the zone read, but the Wildcats defense didn't bite one bit, tackling him just about the line of scrimmage. He was able to push forward for only a yard, but still, it's a 4th and 4 coming up.
Douglas Deloney and Nick Cantillo on the stop there, very instrumental in making them punt, and that's what they're going to do.
And a huge stop for that Wildcats defense, because as far as I can tell, that might be their first 3-and-out on the season to start out a game.
Yes, and so as the ball bounced around, the North Forney Falcons have downed that all the way back on the Wildcat 5-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 95. No, it's going to be 1st and 10, but they've got 95 yards to go to get into the end zone. So the Wildcats are pushed back with a very challenging field position all the way back to their own 5-yard line.
So with their backs against the end zone, the Wildcats have 5 wide receivers out wide, and Matthew Mitchell was looking for number 9, J.J. Hall, all the way, but he dropped the ball, and I'm surprised they let that play out, because it looks like he kind of grabbed it and then the ball hit the ground, then he scooped it up and started taking it the other way. So kind of amazed that they kind of let that play out, because it should have been called an incompletion from the start.
Yeah, and they pushed him back into the end zone, so that is going to be a safety, unfortunately. They showed him with forward progress. One official showed him down at about the 1-foot line, and then another official came in, the one with the white hat that makes all the difference, and he called that a safety against the Wildcats. So that's going to be 2 points on the board for the Falcons. They've got it listed the other way on the scoreboard here. And the North Forney Falcons are going to get the ball back. So they're changing the scoreboard now to get 2 points for the North Forney Falcons and 0, of course, for the Wildcats, with 10:22 left in this first quarter. And unfortunately, the Wildcats were 1-and-out on that play, pushed back deep in their own territory. They just couldn't get the ball out of the end zone, got sacked. The receiver got sacked in the end zone, and that's a safety. So here comes, do we call this the free kick? It's really not the kickoff.
Yeah, you're right. So I guess it would be the J. Hodge free kick coming up.
Right. And so we're going to be pushed back to the 20-yard line is where number 31 for the Wildcats is going to be kicking that ball again.
And 2 men out wide, and boy, they are not that deep, as on the last one where number 7 took it back 35 yards on the return, or 45 yards, I'm sorry. This time he's not even in his own 10. He's just inside his own 30. And it looks like it'll go to number 3. And oh boy, trickery coming up, and they hand it off to number 7, or at least he fakes the handoff. Wow, he had me faked, and he's able to take it all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Yes, great open field tackle there on that faked reverse. Kind of faked me out there for a second, Ross. And but number 3 kept it and went around, and they're back up to their own 45-yard line. So not quite as good field position as they had last time, but pretty good. And the Wildcat defense is out and on the field and ready to go.
And they'll have to be after this sudden change in which the Wildcat offense just gave up one play and then was tackled in the end zone for a safety. That was J.J. Hall. And now the North Forney, the quarterback, he gets a kind of a weird snap, and he has to juggle it, but keeps it himself and keeps it well out of, and he runs out of bounds, but it looks like he's able to get it past the 50, but there is a flag on the field.
Yeah, the only reason he got past one of the Wildcat defenders there is because one of the North Forney offensive linemen was holding, and just bigger than day there. So our watchers on YouTube probably saw that and called that long before the official did.
On the offense, number 64.
So that's
Bailey.
That's going to back them up. It's going to be 1st and 20 now. That's going to back them up 10 yards. 10:07 left in this first quarter. The North Forney Falcons already up 2-0 over the Wildcats. North Forney has the ball.
After the holding call, it will be, just as Chad was saying, a 2nd and 20 from the North Forney 35-yard line.
Right.
And 3 wide receivers out left. Phillips has got a running back in the backfield with him, and 1 wide receiver out right. So he's looking left all the way. He gets it out to the furthermost wide receiver, and he tries to break around a Wildcat defender, but he couldn't.
Right, and that was not much of a gain there. Maybe a yard they give him, and that's going to bring up second down. I think they got that first down back. That was their first play on the holding call. They got that back, and so it was 1st and 20. Now it's 2nd and 19. So 9:43, and the clock is ticking in this first quarter.
After the gain of only 1, they'll have to dig deep into the bag of trips and play action here, but Phillips is taken down by 2 Wildcats in a big fashion as the Wildcat defense wasn't faked out at all.
No, and he had the ball stretched out there. It looked like he was going to lose that when he got popped by, we had Madison Martin in on the play, and then, of course, Griffin Crawford. They've both been having some really good games on defense these past few weeks, and they got there and popped the quarterback. Now it's 3rd and 16 miles, I think. What is that, 3rd and 30?
Looks to be so. So with 3rd and a country mile coming up here, North Forney really going to have to dig deep and find some kind of huge play. On number 13, we'll take it on the wide receiver screen, and he's able to get up to the 30 for a gain of close to 10 yards, or perhaps only 5. But either way, 4th down coming up.
Yes, great open field tackle by Braden Morris, who for the Wildcats, who kept that play going nowhere. And now that's punt time for the Falcons. And our Wildcat back here to receive the punt is on his own 40-yard line. That looks like number 4 back there, Colt Silman.
Yeah, you're right. And oh my goodness, he muffed the snap. And a North Forney Falcon picks it up and takes it the other way, 30, 25, 20. And it looks like a referee is down. Yes.
Didn't see that. We're going to have to look at Doug's replay on that. In fact, I've got the... That was just actually, I've caught just a corner of it on the YouTube replay here that's 4 or 5 seconds behind, and a Wildcat and a North Forney Falcon came together and ran into the official. Obviously, no intentional contact there with the official. Not sure what that's going to make for this play. They haven't put any points on the board. Colt Silman dropped the reception there on the punt for the punt return, and it was picked up by a North Forney Falcon, or it was downed at that point, and that's right at the time that the official went down. He's still having some leg trouble.
Receivers recovered by the team to be first down.
So they're going to make it down right there where it was touched, and it's going to be 1st down and 10 on the 40-yard line, right where Colt Silman was standing. But it's going to be North Forney's ball, and we've actually got some trainers out here on the field attending to the official. Can't take an official injury timeout on that, but he's trying to stretch it out. Now the trainers come off the field, so going to stretch it out. I think he just overextended that, got popped the wrong way. So everybody getting lined up. Looks like we're going to get back into some football here. North Forney's got the ball, 2-0. The Falcons over the Wildcats, and North Forney has the ball again for their 1st and 10. 8-11 here left in this first quarter.
So with the new set of downs on the muffed kickoff return or muffed punt return from Colt Silman, it will be a 1st and 10 from the 40 and 2 double passes. We've got a Statue of Liberty. Number 8 is looking deep. He's got a man all alone. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, North Forney.
My goodness, that play unfolded so fast. Ross, of course, you did a great job there. It was a handoff, a reverse, and a pitch back to the quarterback. Like you say, the Statue of Liberty play, and that left a receiver all by himself with 4 or 5 steps ahead of the Wildcat defender, and so he takes it to the house and puts 6 points on the board for the Falcons, awaiting the extra point. But it's already 8-0, awaiting that extra point.
And the kick is up, and it's good. So with that, the North Forney Falcons take a 9-0 lead over Sulphur Springs here at Forney Citibank Stadium.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment with the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here at Forney. And just moments ago, before we went to a commercial break, the North Forney Falcons had the ball and recovered the ball after Sulphur Springs muffed a punt return. So they got possession right at the Sulphur Springs 40-yard line. And Statue of Liberty and a flea flicker later, and the North Forney Falcons lead 9-0 here with just over 8 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, well, you have to give credit to the North Forney Falcons because it was a beautiful play, well executed. They took their time and just left the defense hanging out there. Here comes the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and it's an onside kick, but quickly recovered by the Wildcats.
And boy, did they need that one, because a third straight possession for the Falcons could have really hurt the Wildcats in this contest.
Yeah, I think that was Griffin Crawford that snatched that up and got it for the Wildcats, and that's going to give the Wildcats much better field position than last time because they're on their own 49-yard line, so they've just got a yard to go to get into Falcon territory. So they're getting lined up here for their first set of downs. So this Hooten's Hardware first down.
So Matthew Mitchell is out there, and he's got J.J. Hall in the backfield with him. He quickly dishes out to C.J. Williams on the far sideline, and Williams is able to get about 9 yards before stepping out of bounds, but it looks like they'll give him enough yardage for the first.
Yeah, it looks like they are. He a little second effort there before he went out of bounds, and that's a first down for this Wildcat offense. So now they're on the 40-yard line into Falcon territory, and another Hooten's Hardware first down.
We always talk about staying ahead of the chains, Chad, and no way more so better than to get your number one receiver 10-yard reception. Matthew Mitchell keeps it himself on the zone read, and he's able to make it well enough for the first down. So 2 straight plays on first down and 2 straight first downs for this offense.
Yes, a great second effort there. Matthew Mitchell just took the ball, wrapped it up, and went on down the field and got all the way down to the Forney Falcon 28-yard line. You know, that's almost as hard to say as Citibank Stadium. And it's not, it's Citibank, not the national company Citibank. It's a local city bank.
Mitchell gets the low snap. He's looking for his wide receiver on the far side, but wow, it looks like the defensive back on the play should have come down with an interception there.
Yeah, I think they said that bounced off the turf there, so number 20 came up empty-handed for the Falcons, and the Wildcats are going to keep the ball. It's going to be 2nd and 10. That ball just a little bit underthrown, or the receiver overran it. I'm never sure which is the case on that, but the ball just didn't quite get to where the receiver was when it got down the field, and so Matthew Mitchell gets another shot at it. In fact, no, they're going to get the Wildcat formation here.
So C.J. Williams behind center, and he'll hand it off to J.J. Hall, and a smart decision at that because he was able to run right behind his powerful offensive line. Only able to get 1 or 2 yards on the play, though, so it will be a 3rd and long upcoming for this offense.
Yeah, Cason Williams there leading the charge for the offensive line for the Wildcats to help get him down. And like you say, it looks like they picked up about 3 yards there, so it's going to make it 3rd and 7 for this Wildcat offense.
Let's see what Matthew Mitchell can do on his first 3rd and long of the game. He rolls out to his left and just really overthrew his wide receiver, C.J. Williams, on the play and almost threw an interception.
Yes, number 20 for the Falcons has gotten a little bit closer to the ball the past couple of times than the Wildcats have, but hasn't been able to come up with it, and that's going to bring up 4th down for these Wildcats. 4th and about 8 yards there, and so looks like they're going to kick it.
On to attempt 42.
Just Mr. Santa Cruz back to kick this long kick. It's going to be kicking from about the 32-yard line.
So a long field goal at what should be 50 yards, and it doesn't look good, and it is not as it veers to the left. So the score will stay at the 9-0 lead for the North Forney Falcons.
Looked like a good snap there, and just didn't have enough loft to it to get all the way down there and kind of veer it off, and so that's going to turn the ball over to the Falcons, and the Falcons are going to get the ball on the 21-yard line, their own 26-yard line, their own 26, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for those Falcons.
And the good news is that even though the Wildcats weren't able to convert that drive into points, which is something Coach Owen says that really has hurt the Wildcats at times, they were able to take some time off the clock and give their defense some time to rest now that they're back on the field. But he hands it off to number 6, and he's almost able to bust through the second line of the defense, which would have been some massive yardage for that running back on the play.
But no, he was wrapped up, turned around, and thrown to the ground by number 18, Cordarian Bull Turner. Second down for those Falcons. 6:05 left in this first quarter, and the Falcons are up 9-0 over the Wildcats. 9-0.
So he'll fake the handoff to his running back, and he tries to keep it himself and tries to look deep, but he's got a Wildcat defender all up in his grill.
Yes, he didn't see that coming, and that's a great play for these Wildcats as Carson Fenton makes the sack and drops him back for several yards. That's going to put him all the way back from where they started, and that's going to make it 3rd and 11 now. So that's going to be 3rd and very long for this Falcon offense. You hear me giving the score a lot, just in case my wife's listening, Ross, because she says I don't call the score enough. 9-0.
So the quarterback, he's looking deep, and he's got a wide receiver, and he's got his man beat, number 7, and he's got it. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, North Forney. It goes 74 yards to the house.
Yes, unfortunately, a beautiful play there unfolded for the North Forney Falcons as they just had plenty of time to pass. He dropped back and just launched a bomb down the field and had a man open, had a couple of steps on those Wildcat defenders, and once he got the ball, he was headed to the house. It just was no catching him. So that's going to bring the score to 15-0 in this first quarter. 5:04 left in the first quarter, awaiting that extra point. Looks like they're going to go for 2.
And he rolls to his left. He's looking for a wide receiver in the back of the end zone, but way overshot him. Had too much velocity on that one. It will be incomplete. The score stays at 15-0 in favor of the Falcons.
So I guess just for practice there, I'm not sure why they would want to get 17 instead of 16. But anyway, they went for that and came up short. We're going to be back here in just a moment. 5:04 left in this first quarter of the Wildcat football game. And the Falcons are up 15-0 over the Wildcats. We'll be back with the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff in just a moment. Bank Stadium, where the Wildcats are down 15-0. The Falcons have had a real good first quarter here, and the Wildcats are back to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff.
Yeah, it was a real quick one on that last drive, as it only took 3 plays to go to the house, thanks to number 7, Tyler Crochet, taking it 74 yards to the house. And the kickoff from North Forney looks like it either was kicked out of bounds or rolled out of bounds. Yeah, and not a very good kick for them. There's a lot of activity around the 30-yard line. As of course, Colby Albritton was back to receive that, as well as Weston Fields, but they didn't even get close to it because they were all the way back on the 15-yard line. So it's going to give pretty good field position for this Wildcat offense on the looks like the 31-yard line for their Hooten's Hardware first down. Matt Mitchell still in as quarterback. C.J. Williams sweeping left on the jet sweep, and Mitchell dishes it out to him as he sweeps left, and he's able to break a tackle and break almost 2 before making it way upfield past the first down marker for a new set of downs. Yes, I'm just so impressed by the second effort there. He stopped, paused, gave a little sideways motion, and got another Hooten's Hardware first down for these Wildcats on the 42-yard line. And the Wildcats opting for the no huddle here as to keep this defense on guard and on their feet. And once again dishes out to C.J. Williams, and C.J. is able to break a tackle and get again past the first down marker, and some struggles there from the defensive back trying to push him out of bounds as he's able to get at least 5 more yards as he was trying to get further downfield. Oh yeah, right. And that was after he wrestled himself out of that horse collar tackle that the official didn't see. But yet again, I'm wearing Wildcat blue. I'm not wearing black and white. So it's 1st and 10 for
for those Wildcats in North Forney territory on the 40-yard line.
In the shotgun, 2 wide receivers left and right. Mitchell looking right, and he throws it right to a defender, number 21. And 21 is trying to break a tackle and return it, but he will be wrestled down at midfield.
By Weston Fields, yes, so Weston Fields. And a lot of extra activity there by the North Forney Falcons trying to make Weston Fields a little emotional, but he was not having any of it. That's going to turn the ball over to those Falcons, and they're going to have it right at the 50-yard line. So unfortunate for the Wildcat offense, who was doing pretty good going down the field there. But I don't know if that ball was tipped or it just seemed to go straight to that North Forney defender there. And now somebody's got too many men on the field, I'm guessing, because
12 men breaking the huddle.
Yep.
On offense, number 6.
So there was even before they got up there, it wasn't a false start or anything. It had to be 12 men on the field, and it was. So 5 yards against the Falcons for having too many men on the field. And I didn't see anybody come off the field. Do you think there
are still 12 men on the field?
Yeah.
They should throw another flag.
Right.
But they won't. And no flag thrown, shockingly. And once again, a trick play as number 7 tries to dish it deep, but instead he throws it straight to a defender, number 7, Riley Hammonds.
Yes, so Riley Hammonds comes up with our first candidate for the Sulphur Springs Dodge defensive play of the game by snagging that one out of the air. And so that did not work for the Falcons. Riley Hammonds just came out of nowhere. He knew where that ball was going before the quarterback did, it seems like.
Yeah, you're sure right. It seemed like I think after the last drive in which they had the Statue of Liberty flea flicker touchdown, I think Coach Owen said, be ready, because if they're pulling gimmicks out this early, that means that they are desperate this early in the game. 2
interceptions on the last 2 plays. Wildcats have the ball on their own 29.
So with a new set of downs, Matthew Mitchell, he's looking right, but instead he is met by 4 defenders for the Falcons. Wow.
Yeah, the offensive line for the Wildcats kind of broke down there, and they dropped Matthew Mitchell for about 6 yards, it looks, maybe 5 yards they're going to call it, so it's going to be 2nd and 15 for these Wildcats.
And with an offense that we've talked about in not only this game but in previous weeks having some consistency issues, not being able to move the ball at all times, definitely not what you want on first down. And he's looking right, he fakes it left, he's looking for C.J. Williams on the screen, and C.J. Williams is able to break a tackle but is wrestled down right about the original line of scrimmage.
Yes, another valiant second effort for C.J. Williams there, but one of the Falcons had him by the shoelaces there and didn't let him go any farther. So it looks like they're about half a yard short of the original 1st and 10. So it's going to be 3rd and I'm going to call it 11 there. They may call it 10, but here we go. Big 3rd down play.
3rd and 11, fakes the handoff to the running back. He's looking for Weston Fields on the near side, and he catches him, and Weston is able to kind of spin move around one tackle before being pushed out of bounds at the 40. There is a flag down on the field, though.
I didn't see where the penalty may have come from, but over here talking to the
sideline warning.
Oh, it's just it'd be a sideline warning. They threw a flag, but it's really not a penalty against anybody. They're going to spot the ball at the 41-yard line. They called it a sideline warning. I think the coaches of the North Forney, it was on this side of the field, so the North Forney team and coaches were a little too close to the field or on the field. So here comes the Hootens Hardware first down for these Wildcats.
And he'll hand it off to his running back on the play, and I believe that's number 8, Malachi Rowland. And Malachi just continuing to make moves and gets inside the North Forney 40-yard line before being taken down at the Falcon 39.
So he goes from the Wildcat 41 to the Forney 39. So what a great, what's that? That's 20 yards.
Yep, yeah, that's an explosive play.
Yep, did great. Sorry, I had a little math issue there. But here comes the Hootens Hardware first down.
And he'll fake the handoff, but Mitchell will take off with it, and he's got a couple of defenders coming his way, but not before he's able to barrel his way forward for about 8 yards, or perhaps even 9.
Yes, and some great blocking there by the Wildcat offense as he swept around to that left side, and he's up knocking on the door of another first down. It's 2nd and looks like about 2:04 and counting left in this first quarter. Wildcats down 15-0.
two wide receivers split left and right, one running back in the backfield. It looks like it'll be J.J. Holland with him, and or perhaps Malachi Rowland in pass protection, and Matthew Mitchell had perhaps an ill-advised throw there as he targeted C.J. Williams, but he was double-teamed by two defenders.
And one of them was very fast and came up behind him and got a hand on that ball, but couldn't come up with it. And he would have that would have been a pick six, because there was nothing between that defender and his own end zone, because he was he would have been gone on that deal. Now it's a very important third down for this Wildcat offense, but it's only 3rd and 1, and maybe even a short one. So they've got well, I thought maybe they'd put Douglas Deloney in for this, but no.
They like the package they've got, and Mitchell will hand it off to Malachi Rowland, and he's able to break a tackle, break 2 tackles, and is taken down inside the 10 at what they will spot him at the 9-yard line.
Fantastic run by Malachi Rowland there, going up right up the middle, and it took 2 guys snatching onto his jersey to bring him down. He just gave that valiant 3rd and 4th effort, I would say. So all the way down. It's 1st and goal for these Wildcats. The Hootens Hardware first down on the 9-yard line.
Inside the red zone now, we'll see if the Wildcats can cash in for points and preferably a touchdown. And Malachi Rowland strolls into the end zone for a touchdown.
And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, as Malachi Rowland put 6 points on the board for these Wildcats. And here's where it's 2-point conversion time. But nope, they're going to kick it. So pending this extra point, it could be a 7-15 game. Wildcats on the board. That's going to be Mr. Santa Cruz there for the kick.
Kick is up, and it's good. So with that, it will be, in fact, an 8-point deficit now for the Wildcats as Sulphur Springs trails North Forney 15-7 at Citibank Stadium.
We'll be back with the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff in just a moment, but we'll take a break and be back to Citibank Stadium after these messages.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney as the Sulphur Springs Wildcats were able to cash in on a touchdown thanks to the great running on that drive by Malachi Rowland, who took it in for about 50 yards himself on that drive. So incredible effort there, but an onside kick incoming, and it goes straight to a North Forney Falcon on the play. So the Wildcat onside kick from Coach Greg Owens does not work out the way they wanted to. It will be North Forney football here on the Wildcat side of the 50 at the 41.
J. Hodge Chevrolet loves those onside kicks, but it just didn't come through for them. And it was a good kick, though. You know, you have to. I think they ought to try that again. It just didn't have quite the bounce, and one of the North Forney guys got a jump on it, and so they're in Wildcat territory on the Wildcat 46-yard line to start their 1st and 10.
So with a new set of downs, they'll hand it off to the running back, number 2, and he's able to break through the first line of defense and almost through the second before being taken down by a couple Wildcat defenders.
Yes, that was Cordarian Turner in on that, as well as Griffin Crawford. Cordarian stopped him, so Griffin could come in and finish him off. So it's going to be a 2nd down, about a yard, and pretty good advancement there for them, but we'll see what the Wildcat defense can do.
Quarterback looking deep, and he's looking left for his wide receiver, and wow, Crochet really should have come down with it on that play, but looked like the defender on the play was just able to knock it loose at the last second.
Yeah, Colby Albritton was all over that, and he was thinking that maybe he should have gotten a little bit more of a hand on it and picked it off, but either way, incomplete.
A 3rd and 1 now, but they hand it off to the running back, and wisely so, as he's able to barrel his way forward for close to 10 yards on the rush.
It looks more like a rugby game as they're all still standing out there, and that was number 2 on the carry for the Falcons, and he just kept motivating down the field there, but they finally stopped his forward progress at the Wildcat 29-yard line.
Falcons have the football, leading 15-7 and looking to expand that lead. They are inside the Sulphur Springs 30 now, and Wildcat showing blitz on the play. Number 8 is looking deep. He's got a man on the far side, but he's got a defender there, and wow, beautiful coverage there to knock it away at the last second.
Yes, unbelievable. Great coverage there by Colt Silman, who knocked that ball away. He got the jump on it and got a hand on it, and it was not happening for that Forney Falcon receiver. So great job, Colt Silman.
The incompletion will make it second down, under 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter at 9, and still at the Sulphur Springs 29. They'll hand it off to the running back, and he fakes everybody as he's got nothing but green grass, and he walks into the end zone untouched for a touchdown.
So unfortunately, as the first quarter is expiring, the North Forney Falcons have put 6 more points on the board for a 21-7 gain score over the Wildcats, pending the extra point.
So looking to make it a 15-point lead here on the extra kick. The kick looks good, and it is. So it will, in fact, be a 22-point lead at 22-7. The Falcons lead over Sulphur Springs.
They're going to kick it the same way as when we come back for the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and then once these 2 seconds expire, we'll switch into the field. So, but for right now, we'll take a break as they get set up for the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to City Stadium here at Forney, and the Wildcats football team unfortunately just gave up a 29-yard rushing touchdown to make it a 15-point lead for the North Forney Falcons at 22-7 with just 2 seconds to go in the first.
Yes, I've got Weston Fields back to receive the kickoff along with Colby Albritton, so we'll see what the Falcons have.
They kick it deep, and deep they do, as number 6, Colby, is back for it, and he catches it at his own 5 and starts to take it back. He's got a little bit of room, but not a whole lot, as he runs right into the crowd of lots of blue jerseys and will be taken down inside the 25 to the 24.
Yeah, he advanced it almost 20 yards, so not bad for that J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff reception for those Wildcats, and they're going to start for their new set of downs. Well, of course, that's going to we're going to switch and go to the other end of the field because that's going to be the end of the first quarter. These North Forney Falcons are up 22-7 over your Wildcats, and so as we get ready to start the second quarter, I'm not going to take a break right here because it looks like they're going to just go ahead and come out on the field and get things moving. Maybe the officials didn't wear the long underwear. Maybe they're really trying to keep moving there. And it looks like that one official is okay, by the way. I think it maybe this gentleman here, anyway, they're both stretched out when they got taken down in the first quarter. So all is good for the Hooten's Hardware first down for these Wildcats on their own 25-yard line.
So the first play in the second quarter will be performed by the Wildcats, and Matthew Mitchell is looking for his wide receiver, and number 27, I believe, that's Adam Peckham, as he's able to take it well downfield all the way from the 25, and he's able to take it all the way to the opposite 40. So
wow, what a great play by old Adam Peckham there that really advanced the ball deep down the field and into Forney Falcon territory. The Wildcats start on the 40-yard line for their Hooten's Hardware first down.
So with the new set of downs, they'll hand it off to big man Douglas Deloney, who's able to just barrel his way over a number of defenders into the secondary, and enough for a first down.
Yes, a great second effort there by Douglas Deloney as he carried 2 or 3 of the Falcon defenders with him and got all the way down to their 27-yard line, it looks like, for that another Hooten's Hardware first down. Hooten's Hardware, Emory, Texas. You know it, Ross. They're more than just nuts and bolts. I just knew you were going to say it.
I wanted to. You stole my thunder, Chad. But the running game has been looking pretty good as they hand it off to J.J. Hall, number 9, and that time it didn't go as well as he's able to only get 2 yards, taking it right up the gut. But I think even you'll admit, Chad, that we've seen a lot of good running from this team so far early.
Yeah, we have, and they've been going up the middle and carrying those defenders with them and taking it all off. It's been fantastic. Yeah.
And especially, it's even more so seeing that that running game is doing really well, especially considering in the last few weeks it hasn't been going so well. It's taken time to develop. Matthew Mitchell looking for number 5, C.J. Williams, but it's intercepted inside the 5, and it's starting to be returned by the defender. I believe that's number 3 on the play.
Yep, number 3 for the Forney Falcons, the North Forney Falcons. It's such a mouthful, but he intercepted that. It was a good pass. The defender just got there a little before the receiver did for the Wildcats, and that's going to turn the ball over. The Falcons are going to get the ball on their own 5-yard line. So let's see, where did the Wildcats start on that last drive? Because that was like the 25?
Yeah, 25.
And they made it all the way down to the other 20, and it just came up short with a turnover with an interception. So North Forney with 10:23 left in the second quarter. The North Forney's up 22-7.
They hand it off to their running back, who's able to easily make his way through the center of the offensive line and into the secondary before being taken down at the North Forney 20-yard line.
Marcus Taylor with the carry up the middle, 15-yard gain to the 20-yard line.
The 15-yard gain gives the Falcons a new set of downs here in the second quarter with just over 10 minutes to go.
Yep.
Now at the 20-yard line, and once again they hand it off to number 2, their premier running back, and you see why, DeMarcus Taylor, as he's able to even make something out of nothing, which what looked like what could have been just a 1-yard gain turned quickly into 3 or 4.
So the Wildcat defense trying to make a big stop here. That was Griffin Crawford again on the stop, and some extra time being taken out there with the Wildcat. Okay, here they go.
So fakes the handoff, passes it out to number 7 as clearly, and oh my goodness, he breaks another tackle. He's past the 50, past the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10, and gone for another touchdown.
Well, the Wildcat secondary there just could not keep up with him, couldn't catch him, and he makes it all the way to the house. So that will be the longest drive of the game so far, a 95-yard drive for those North Forney Falcons. As they started down there on their own 5-yard line. We got that interception, and they're going to put 6 more points on the board. That's going to make it 28-7 right now, pending the extra point. Looks like they're going to go for 2 again.
And that they are, as the quarterback just keeps it himself, takes it in the end zone. The 2-point try is good, and it's a 30-7 lead over Sulphur Springs.
9:11 left in the first half here of this Wildcat football game, and we're going to take a break and be back with the Jayhawk Chevrolet kickoff here in just a moment. Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney, as the Wildcats defense just surrendered another long touchdown to wide receiver number 7, Tylen Crochet, and he just looks all the explosive as possible. Yes, the Wildcats get set up here to receive the Jayhawk Chevrolet kickoff, and I've got Colby Albritton and Weston Fields back to receive again. Let's see, the last kickoff I think went to Colby. And let's see where they're going to kick it. They're not showing onside kick, but you never know. Nope, going to kick it kind of high arching kick. Yep. Goes to the, I believe that's wide receiver number 14 on the play. Yeah, that's Reed Williams, of course, for the Wildcats on the not deep back to receive, but call for the fair catch, and it's going to have it right on the 30-yard line. So the Wildcats start their 1st and 10. On their own 30-yard line. So it's try to time for the Wildcat offense to kind of step it up here and try to make something happen. Yeah, they've not had some issues moving the ball, as Matthew Mitchell keeps it himself and has a nice block, and he makes it past the 40, almost to the 45. And so, as I was saying right before the play got underway, is that they've been having some good they've been doing well moving the football, right? But it's like once they hit the red zone, they just kind of hit something of a brick wall, and obviously the defense will stiffen up a bit. But just they really need to cash in on points when they have the opportunity to do so. Well, they've got a Hooten's Hardware first down now from their own 42-yard line. If they can get this first down, they'll be in Falcon territory, and that's where they need to keep moving. And the play is blown dead. It'll be a false start, I'm sure. And you're exactly right. So I think let's see.
Prior to the snap, false start. On the offense, number 5. Private penalty.
So one of the Wildcat offensive players not quite set and was moving, and so it's going to make it 1st and 15 for these Wildcats. So they're going to be backed up to their own 37-yard line.
And as discussed previously in this game, consistency issues have plagued the Wildcats, and definitely not something you want to do is mental miscues as Douglas Deloney tries to follow his leading blockers but can't get past the 40-yard line before being taken down. So will be a 3rd and 12 coming up here for the Wildcat offense. 3rd,
and that's going to make it 2nd and 12. Yep. Yeah, see, they don't have the lighted ball marker over there like we have now at Wildcat Gerald Prim Stadium. Oh, here comes the snap.
So Mitchell gets snap, and he's got a lot of defenders in his face. He tries to take off with it, but he is, well, kind of pancaked by 2 defenders before getting about close to 10 yards, but still 5 short of the first down. So decision time coming up.
Yeah, he tried to make a little spin there and get past that. He ran like a running back there, Matthew Mitchell, trying to take that second effort there to new heights. And now it's a big 3rd down for this Wildcat offense.
So with the 3rd and 5, Mitchell rolls out to his right. He's looking for C.J. Williams, but overthrows him, and it looks like maybe a defender for the Falcons came down with it, and they say he did. Another interception for this defense.
So that's going to give them a pretty good field position on the Wildcat 39-yard line as the receiver defenders for this Falcon team have been very quick, and they just can't throw into traffic because they'll come up with the ball, and that they did. And so they're going to get the ball, and it'll be 1st and 10 for them on the Wildcat 39-yard line. 7:55 left in this first half of the Wildcat football game. 30-7, the Falcons over the Wildcats.
So taking it over from their own 39, they hand it off to their running back, and he's almost able to break 1 tackle and would have gotten a lot more than that, but instead just gets 5 yards on the rush.
It was number 6 there on the carry for the Falcons, and Wildcat defense probably feeling like they've been out on the field here a little too much this first half, but they're still showing up for work here.
And Mitchell's looking deep. He's got Crochet on the far side and just overthrew his wide receiver, who had thrown up his hands and was ready for that ball to just easily drop into his hands, but instead just beyond his fingertips. So an incomplete pass and a 3rd down coming up.
Colt Silman for the Wildcats, the defender on that play, and pretty good close coverage, but didn't need to break that one up as it went over his head.
3rd and 10, they hand it off to their running back, and he is able to break through 2 and 3 lines of Wildcat defense before being taken down inside the Wildcat 40 at the Sulphur Springs 37-yard line.
Yeah, huge rush there for the Falcons. First down for these Falcons in the Wildcat territory.
This Sulphur Springs defense, as you were just talking about, Chad, has been on the field quite a good amount of this game. So with the Wildcat offense unable to consistently move the ball, they are almost certainly getting gassed here. And they're looking deep, and Colt Silman shoves the wide receiver on the play, Crochet, and as a result, he will be called for the pass interference penalty.
Well, yeah, Colt, that ball was way overthrown too. Could be because of the contact there, but close coverage by Colt Silman, a little too close, and they're probably going to call that pass interference, and they're already marching down the field. The Wildcats are backing up. They know it's coming.
Pass interference on the defense, number 4, 15 yards.
So, as we expected, pass interference call on the Wildcats as the official got all choked up there on the microphone, or his microphone cut out. I'm not sure. But that's 15 yards against the Wildcats, and that's going to put the Falcons on the Wildcat 23-yard line. So, knocking on the red zone.
New set of downs, they hand it off to their running back, number 6, and he's able to break 1 tackle, but not anymore as he's taken down by 4 Wildcat defenders for about a 3-yard gain on the play.
Yes, Wildcats, the defense was not fooled by that one. Matthew Sherman getting in on the tackle there as one of the many Wildcats that helped on that tackle.
New set of downs, and he hands it out to number 7, or dishes it out on the near side, and he's able to get about another 5 yards. So it'll be just short of the first down marker and be a third and very short.
And he didn't get one more inch on that reception because Colt Silman popped him and put him to the ground. So way to go, Colt Silman on the play.
Cover 0 blitz here from the Wildcats, and they're expecting a run, and that's what they get as number 2 takes it, and he's able to get well enough for the first down. It'll be about a 5, maybe 6-yard gain for a first down.
Wildcat defenders in on that play. So Riley Hammonds was in on the tackle, as well as Madison Martin. So great job by them. But unfortunately, a new set of downs for the Falcons, and they're inside the 10. So it's going to be first and goal on the 8-yard line.
Hands it off to number 2, and number 2 takes off, makes a couple of nice moves before being taken down just shy of the goal of the plane necessary for the touchdown. So we'll be about a second and goal from the 3/4 inch line.
Yes, right. Very, very close. They're just going to have to lean forward on that one and get in there. 5:26 and counting on the first half of this ball game.
So it looks like we've got a new quarterback in now at number 9, and 9 Phillips back in. Number 7 Crochet moving left on the jet sweep, and he instead will fake it out, and oh my goodness, they try and pass it to an offensive lineman, and they will mark him short. So the bag of tricks did not work for Coach Eric Luster on that one, as he got pretty close to getting a touchdown, but just shy of it.
Yes, strange play there, to say the least. But they're just trying a little bit of anything, I think, here.
So 2 wide receivers out left, number 7 out right, and they instead hands it off again on 3rd and goal from the 1, and instead he is tackled for a loss. So now it'll be a 4th and goal from the 2.
Yeah, had a lot of Wildcats in on that stop, namely Griffin Crawford really stepped up and helped make that stop.
There is a flag thrown on the field.
Well, let's see what that is.
A couple of flags.
May be some unsportsmanlike here at the end of the play. If it's against the Wildcats, it's going to give them a new set of downs. It's going to get them a lot, not much closer, but we'll see what the call is. Can you hear that metronome in the background? I don't know what that is. It sounds like a metronome, doesn't it?
It is, in fact, a metronome. I remember it, unfortunately, a little too well from my band days.
Right. Picking up the flag. Still talking about it among the officials down there, the black and white stripes. I hope I get a black and white stripe uniform for Christmas this year. Here comes the call from the...
Flag conduct on the offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 41. It was after the play was over, so it would be 4. Those penalties offset.
So a little pushing and shoving after the play there. No harm, no fouls or offsetting penalties, and it's going to be 4th down for this Falcon offense right on the, I think he said the 2-yard line now. Maybe it's on the 1. Really close.
They've got their special teams unit on the field. They'll be kicking the field goal. And it looks like maybe a Wildcat defender might have had a chance to block that kick, but instead it is up, and it is good. So the North Forney Falcons add on 3 more as they now lead 33-7 over Sulphur Springs.
We'll be back in just a moment here at Citibank Stadium in Forney, Texas, where there's 4:27 left in this first half, and we'll be back here in just a moment with the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney as the Wildcat football team stiffen up on defense, and were able to force a field goal from the North Forney Falcons. So with that, they instead go by 3 as opposed to 7, and now lead 33-7, a 26-point deficit for Coach Greg Owens and his program.
The only bright note on that drive was that Wildcat defense did not back down, and they just held them as long as they could. So Good job on the defense. Weston Fields coming up to about the 20-yard line here. And good move by him because it receives on the 25.
And he starts taking it out the other way, and he, for a moment there, had kind of a lane and a hole in which he could have run into and gotten some extra yards, but it closed quickly, and as a result, he is taken down inside the 30 or perhaps inside the 35 at the 31-yard line.
So first and 10 for the Wildcats in their own territory as they move right to left here. 4:22 left in this first half. The Falcons over the Wildcats 33-7 as they start on their own 31, their first and 10. We'll call it that Hooten's Hardware first down. The metronome seems to be getting faster.
So Mitchell will hand it off to his running back. I believe that's number 23 on the play, who took it up the center of the gut, and it was able to get close to 5 yards, perhaps about 4 on first and 10, making a 2nd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, so the Wildcats have got a couple of receivers in over here. Looks like I've got Cable Glenn on the near side.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I would bet that C.J. Williams is in the slot on the near side. Instead, they hand it off to another running back on the play who's able to get more than enough yards for the first down. So 2 running plays and a first down for the Wildcats offense.
That's Jesse Bailey on the run there that gets them their Hooten's Hardware first down. They move the ball all the way up to the 42-yard line. So the Wildcats can get this first down. They'll be into Falcon territory, which is where they want to get to keep on moving down the field. And let's see, I've also got, that's Cable Glenn, I said. I've got Reed Williams in, Colby Albritton. Can't see who's on the far side.
So 3 wide receivers left, and instead Mitchell will keep it on the quarterback keeper, and a wise decision at that, as he had the defense fooled enough to get a 7-yard gain on the rush.
Yeah, and that receiver on the far side was Weston Fields, who provided a good block there to let Matthew Mitchell get a few more yards on that carry, and so that's going to make it.
Jesse Bailey on the carry this time gain of 7 yards to the 40.
Yeah, 7-yard gain, about 3 yards to go there. 3rd and 3.
With a 3rd and 3, he will indeed hand it off to Cheney again, or perhaps Bailey on the rush, and it will again be a first down for this Wildcat offense.
Yeah, that was Jesse Bailey. Great run by that young man. He gets all the way to the 46-yard line, but here's the good news. It's in Falcon territory. So here comes your Hooten's Hardware first down. The Wildcats marching down the field, keeping it on the ground. Trying to avoid some of those quick defenders on the interception, so but may pass here.
Lots of blitz defenders coming up for the blitz, and it pays off as number 22, Jesse Bailey, tried to take it up the center, but was met by a litany of defenders and only got 2 yards on the rush.
Yes, they just came through the line and had Matthew Mitchell wrapped up there, but unfortunately he didn't have the ball. He'd already handed it off, so that's good news for these Wildcats. I've got Colby Albritton coming in the slot there, and this is Cable Glenn here still on the near side as a receiver.
From the gun, 2 wide receivers left and right. Defense showing blitz all the way, and probably wasn't a great decision to hand it off as a result, as Jesse Bailey is met by 3 different North Forney Falcon defenders for a tackle for loss.
Yeah, they wrapped him up. I've got Weston Fields on the far side there, wide receiver, and then I've got Reed Williams in also in the slot there on the far side. Then we've got new running back coming in here. Jesse Bailey's going out, and that's the big man Douglas Deloney coming in for this 3rd and very long for this Wildcat offense. This is a huge play. 3rd and 11 for the Wildcats.
So with the 3rd and 11, the defense showing big blitz, and they're going to get to Matthew Mitchell, and Mitchell's going to fumble, and they're going to start to return it before being taken down by Douglas Deloney, and a couple more fumbles, and we'll have to see who comes up with it, but I believe it'll be North Forney.
Yes, the officials are showing North Forney has the ball, and that's going to be all the way down on the Wildcat 20-yard line. So very unfortunate turn of events there as Matthew Mitchell tried to scramble away and got the ball knocked out of his hand as he was getting sacked, and they scooped it up and advanced that ball. And Well, it's a great field position for this North Forney offense, but only 45 seconds left in this first half. So they're going to have to try to make something out of it very quickly, as they're up 33-7 over your Wildcats. But like I say, 45 seconds left.
Wide receiver moving left on the jet sweep, and instead he'll fake the handoff and hand it off to another wide receiver who's back alone in the end zone. But the second throw from the wide receiver just was not in play. However, the Wildcat defenders who were covering the wide receiver out deep in the end zone will be called for at least a holding call coming up.
Yeah, well, I didn't see it that way, Ross. I mean, I want to argue with you there, unless you're just theorizing what these officials. So, they're waving the flag off. Well, there you go. And maybe that ball was uncatchable, or maybe it wasn't a hold, but kind of overthrown, I think, really. Maybe they threw a flag for an overthrown ball. No, they don't do that, do they? 2nd and 10. 36 seconds left in the half.
On the 20-yard line, he'll hand it off or fake the handoff, try and take it himself up right behind the center, and he's able to push his way forward with the mob for about 8 yards on the rush.
Yeah, the clock ticking down as that was a running play, and down 22 seconds. I think they're going to take a timeout there. Yep, the players are going to come to the side. Timeout's called. We're going to take a timeout with them. So we'll be back here, Wildcat football at Citibank Stadium here in just a moment.
Stop made on the play by the
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney as the North Forney Falcons lead big over Sulphur Springs 33-7 with only 22 seconds left to go in the first half. The Falcons do have the football and are marching on and knocking on the red zone really, as they are either in the 20 or inside the 20 right now at the 11-yard line. And both teams still huddled up with their respective head coaches, getting ready to take back the field and finish out this first half. As again, there are only 22 seconds left. And it's been an explosive game here for North Forney, but also for Sulphur Springs, as even though they, again, only have the 7 points up to this point, they still are having really no difficulty moving the ball down the field and kind of progressing it to the other side of the field. It's just kind of pushing it into the end zone that's been the issue up to this point. But
real good interception on the defense for the Wildcats on that one play. I think Colt Silman was in on that.
So with the 3rd and short, the quarterback will take it himself and take it to the near sideline before being shoved out of bounds. But there is a flag on the play, so we'll see what it's called for. I believe it'll be holding against this offense.
Right, kind of in that area, isn't it? So we'll see. Here comes the official with the white hat.
Personal foul. On defense, number 9.
Never mind.
So unfortunately, that's going to be against the Wildcats, and I guess was that it's hands to the face, and so that's normally a 15-yard penalty, so they're going to take half the distance to the goal, I'm guessing, and take it down 2/3 of the distance to the goal, looks like, and
2.5-yard line.
Yep, they're all the way down on the 2-yard line.
So he will fake the handoff to his running back and try and reach it for the end zone himself, and he will get it. So another touchdown for North Forney before the first half is over.
Yes, that's going to give the North Forney 39 pending the extra point, 7 for the Wildcats. 13 seconds left in this first half. So didn't seem to me from this distance that he made it all the way in, but after his knees were down, he stretched out and they gave him the touchdown.
I think that might be what the refs are discussing at this point. And it is confirmed touchdown, so will be, as of right now, a 39-7 lead for the North Forney Falcons, pending an extra point kick coming up, which would make it 40-7 over Sulphur Springs here with only 13 seconds left to go in the first half. The Wildcats will get the ball to start the second half. Kick is up. Almost blocked by a Wildcat defender on the play, but it is good. So we'll make it a 40-7 lead for the North Forney Falcons over Sulphur Springs here at Forney Citibank Stadium. Only 13 seconds left to go in the first half.
We'll take a break with them and we'll come back here in just a moment with the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney. The North Forney Falcons were just able to cash in on a touchdown from a quarterback keeper, which expanded their lead from, well, it was 33-7 to 39, and an extra point kick was good, so 40-7 over Sulphur Springs with just 13 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, the Wildcats are back to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, as his still have Colby Albritton there on the far side from where we are. It'd be on the visitor side, the Wildcat side. And then Weston Fields here on the near side, on the Forney side. So sure they're going to kick it deep, but he hadn't been able to kick it real deep. I don't know.
And something of a squib kick as it goes straight to number 14 on the kickoff, and he takes it, gets about close to 10 yards on the return, but will be taken down inside the Sulphur Springs 40-yard line at the 39.
Yeah, so good job by Reed Williams there, but after the play, a flag skyrockets from one of the officials. Could be some extracurricular activity there after the play, but I really haven't seen an official throw a flag that high. He had some good height on that. Here comes the call by the official.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. On the return team, number 14, throwing the ball at a player. That's number 14, first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
And so a Wildcat player getting confused there of who to throw the ball to, and unfortunately got caught throwing it to one of the Falcons. So that's 15 yards against the Wildcats. It's going to back them up to about the 26-yard line. The 24-yard line. Their own 24. Only 6 seconds left in the first half of this ball game.
Mitchell hands it off to his running back, who stumbles to the ground, and that will end the first half as the Wildcats football team trail big at Forney Citibank Stadium to the North Forney Falcons, 40-7.
And what's going to send us to halftime?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Sulphur Springs High School proudly presents the distinguished 60th line of the Blue Blazes as they strike up the band.
And we're back. It's halftime as the Blue Blazes perform their routine, strike up the band.
Here are McKenna Lowther, Desiree Hall, and Calissa Johnson. Officers for the 60th line are Junior Lieutenant Sally Spraggin, Junior Lieutenant Emily James, Junior Lieutenant Jocelyn Yannis, Junior Lieutenant Olivia Worth, Co-Captain Macy Peppis, and Captain David Walker Moore. The Blazers would also like to recognize their spirit girl, Jocelyn Yannis, and their outstanding Blaze of the Week, Calissa Johnson. The Blazers are under the direction of Meredith Dyer and Assistant Director Cameron McGraw. Tonight, the Blazers will be performing an exciting prom routine to Think.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the 50-yard line. The band is being led up to the field by drum majors Joel Villarino and Catherine De La Rosa. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come. Man, oh man, that Wildcat band. Tonight, the band is proud to present a portion of the 2021 show, Be Our Guest. This week, the Wildcat band has two new sections of the week, the euphonium and the tubas. And this week's band members of the week are our varsity football and drill team members. Colby Aldrin, Cameron Jefferson, Trent McKinney, Uriel Santa Cruz, Matthew Sherman, Sarah Moss, and Jocelyn Yanez. So, join us tonight in the kitchen when we conclude the meal after an exciting season. Ladies and gentlemen, Silver Springs High School is proud to present the Wildcat Band.
just a moment, see the Cats are going to receive. The Wildcats kicked off for the first half, so the Wildcats will get the ball first this time. And we'll see if what changes they've made. They can do something with offense when they get the ball. A brisk 48 degrees here. I'm not complaining because we're just out in the elements here, like all the Wildcat fans that are out here. I think, you know, Ross, there's just as many Wildcat fans as there are Falcon fans here tonight. In fact, I'm going to go with more. I'm going to go with more Wildcat fans here tonight than there are local North Forney Falcon fans. So that's something to be said for that, as Wildcats are always well supported by family, friends, and fans through thick and thin. And so the Wildcats are back here to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, moving left to right again here.
And it will be number 6, Colby Albritton, who receives it and takes it from his own 15. He's able to get past a few blockers, and he takes it even further past the 35, almost to the 40-yard line before he's wrestled down to the ground by a couple of Falcon defenders.
Yes, a great run back by Colby Albritton, who shed a couple of tacklers and really made his way up the field. So that's going to give Wildcats pretty good field position for this game on their own 39-yard line. Start there. Hurton's Hardware first down here for this set of downs. Let's see what they can do. We've got Matt Mitchell still in as the quarterback.
Split wide receivers left and right, 2 each ways, and he will instead hand it off to his running back, or instead he'll keep it himself and takes it off the far sideline and is only able to get 2 yards as he's not able to evade the tackler on the play.
Yes, good open field tackle there by that Forney defender. I was faked out by like half of the Forney team as I was looking down here on the fake of the handoff, but he kept the ball. I've got Weston Fields here on the near side, but Matthew Sherman and Reed Williams on the far side. I'm guessing that's probably C.J. Williams in the slot there on the near side.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Chad, and I'd expect him to look that way, but instead he looks the opposite way, and he dishes it out to his wide receiver, and that's number 11, Matthew Sherman, on the reception.
Who just came off the field. I think he was playing the saxophone there during the band performance, so a double threat there, not only a great wide receiver, but also a great band member. So great way to go, Matthew Sherman.
And thanks to Sherman's reception, the Wildcats have a new set of downs right at midfield at the 50. In the backfield with Matthew Mitchell is running back number 9, J.J. Hall, and Hall drops a snap. He drops the handoff from Mitchell, and the Falcons recover.
Yes, very unfortunate miscue there. I don't know. It was looked like a clean handoff, and then either Matthew Mitchell was wanting to pull it back, but either way, the ball hit the ground, and the North Forney Falcon jumped on it. So that's going to give the Falcons their 1st and 10. They've got the ball, and they're moving the other way, and they're a few yards into Wildcat territory on the Wildcat 47-yard line. So the Wildcat defense quickly comes out on the field and gets ready to defend against this offense.
He hands it off to his running back, and I believe that's number 3 on the play. I could be mistaken, but number 3 takes it. Yes, he takes it about 4 yards, I would say, so makes it 2nd and 6 coming up.
And Carson Fenton wrapped him up and kept him from getting any further down the field. So way to go, Carson Fenton.
So with a 2nd and 6 now, quarterback looking left, but he's got a couple of Wildcats coming for him, and he is wrestled down to the ground for a sack, number 25.
Madison Martin on the sack there. Way to go, Madison Martin. That's the 2nd time he's wrapped up the quarterback in the backfield on this game, I believe. He's doing a great job. So way to go, Madison Martin.
48-yard line, 3rd down.
And even more impressive was the sack. Makes it a 3rd and long at 3rd and 11, and what we were talking about earlier, the Wildcats defense could have a great chance to get off the field here. Play action here. Quarterback's looking left, and busted play there as wide receiver was Not expecting that throw whatsoever, as he went out to block on Cordarian Bull Turner here on the near sideline, but was about 20 yards shy of where that ball was thrown. So incomplete pass, 4th down, special teams and punt team coming up.
So great stop by that Wildcat defense. Is looks like, I don't know if that's Jesse Bailey back to receive. 23, wait, hold on.
Yeah, you're right. That's 23, and I believe that's Austin Cheney.
Thank you, Austin Cheney back, and but the ball, the punt goes out of bounds, and so the Wildcats are going to get it on the 25-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for these Wildcats. The pretty quick turnaround here. 9:24 left in this 3rd quarter. The Wildcats down 40-7. 40-7. The Falcons over the Wildcats, and the Wildcat offense comes back out ready to go, and that's Matthew Mitchell in as quarterback.
9:24 left in the 3rd. The Wildcats will have their 2nd possession on offense here in the 2nd half, and he'll hand it off to his running back. And this time there was no fumble, as I believe that was, number 8, Malachi Rowland, who was able to take it 3 yards upfield on 1st down.
Number 8, Malachi Rowland. Gain of 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, good run by Malachi. Got Weston Fields here on the near side in his receiver. Malachi still in as a running back. With trip receivers on the far side.
Fakes the handoff. He's looking right all the way. Weston Fields beat his man, but Weston just didn't have the extra step he needed to catch that overthrown pass from Matthew Mitchell. So an incomplete pass and 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and just like you said, it was exactly an extra step. If he had one more step on that, he would have had. And the ball was a little bit. He would have had trouble staying in bounds. But anyway, so going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for these Wildcats.
Split wide receivers, 2 left and right. In the backfield, still with Mitchell, is I believe that's Malachi Rowland, and Matthew Mitchell throws another interception. My goodness.
Yeah, well, the intended receiver on that was going to be Landon Fields for the Wildcats, and he just got beat by his defender. Just nothing to it. The ball would have been right there on Landon Fields' numbers, but the defender came around and was just too quick and snatched the ball. So that's going to be yet another turnover for that Wildcat offense, and the Forney Falcon offense comes out on the field. Boy, it's so hard to say. North Forney Falcons. I don't know why. Can't say that.
So on the Sulphur Springs side of the field, North Forney will get the ball.
Yep.
And it looks like it's at the 42-yard line.
Yep.
So quarterback sweeping left. He's got a man on headed deep, but he instead decides to keep it himself and gets wrestled out of bounds right about at the 40, and they will spot him pretty close to that, if not exactly that. Or I'm sorry, they'll be at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, I think that was Douglas Deloney and Cordarian Turner that forced him out of bounds.
2nd and long now. And wow, the running back keeps it on the zone read. And he is taken down by 3 Wildcat defenders. 46, Cason Fenton. Looks like number 3, Douglas Deloney, and number 41.
David Campbell also in on the tackle. 41, David Campbell.
Loss of 2 yards on the play, 3rd down and 11.
So the loss of 2 makes it a 3rd and 11 for this North Forney Falcon offense, and they will try their best to convert a 3rd and long with just a few ticks over 8 minutes to go in the game. They still lead 40-7 over Sulphur Springs here in the 3rd quarter. Quarterback, he's got a lot of pressure, but he's trying to develop the screen. Crochet's got it, but he is wrestled down by a Wildcat defender. It's number 18, Cordarian Bull Turner.
Yes, and providing a lot of pressure for their quarterback was number 46 again, Cason Fenton, who popped their quarterback as soon as he let go of the ball. And that's going to mean it's punt time for this Falcon offense. So ball coming back to the Wildcats again, just back and forth here in this 3rd quarter.
And a high arching kick. Austin Cheney goes back for it, but he instead elects it, and wisely so, lets it fall back into the end zone. And in the end zone it is, as as it's a touchback, but there is a flag thrown, and man, that flag was thrown long and hard. So.
I'm gonna call that about 25 yards.
Yeah.
That flag went, it's horizontal. That went farther than that vertical flag that we saw earlier in the game. That's always said was the highest flag ever thrown. So this one went straight across a line drive, and so you're right in the middle of the field. Of course, I missed that. Let's see what the man in the white hat says.
Holding on return team number 41. Half the distance from the end of the kick, which is the touchback, and 10-yard line, first down.
So that was going to be a holding call against one of the Wildcat special teams players. And that's going to move the ball from the 20, which is where it would be on the touchback, half the distance to the goal back to the 10-yard line. So not very good field position for these Wildcats as they come out for their first down all the way back in their own territory on the 10-yard line.
They'll no doubt hope for better results than their first drive of the game, which started just about in the same territory that ended with the safety, but instead they hand it off to big man Douglas Deloney, who bounces off a defender, takes it back on the near sideline, and is thrown out of bounds by a defender, what looked to be a really late hit, but instead there is no call on the field. He still got a first down all the way up to about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate on not trying to complain about these officials because they have a hard job to do, but he was a good 2 steps out of bounds when he was thrown down. So the play should have been whistled dead, and flag should have been thrown on that one. But anyway, the Wildcats get the first down. Here they come for their Hooten's Hardware first down on their own 22-yard line.
Mitchell hands it off to big man Douglas Deloney, and the defense sees right through that one as he's able to push his way forward for just a yard, but no more. So a 2nd and 9 coming up.
Yes, tried to follow one of his offensive linemen out there and just couldn't come up with it. Going to tell you about Sean Dyer, 59. He's in on the ball game here, and I think that's Jacoby Yarborough also in.
And Mitchell looking right for Colt Silman, and Colt had a nice catch, able to turn it upfield right before stepping out of bounds, past the 25 to the 27, so it will be a 3rd and about 6 coming up for this offense.
Yes, it's going to be a big 3rd down play for this Wildcat offense.
So as Coach Owens was talking about the last few weeks, this game is about Pride. Let's see if Pride can get them the first down here. They've got 2 wide receivers left and right. Here on the near side, it looks like we've got Adam Peckham.
Yep.
And I believe Colt Silman.
Yep.
And instead he dishes it out to Colby Albritton on the far side, who starts to take it upfield before being wrestled down. He'll be marked about 2 yards short of the first down, and so with a 4th and 2 just past their own 30, Coach Greg Owens elects to punt.
Yeah, 6:14 and counting in this 3rd quarter. The Wildcats are down 40-7, so it's not going for it for 4th time yet. So they're going to step back and kick the ball away, and the number 7 back for the Falcons on his own 40-yard line.
Number 7 being Tyler Crochet, the man who has had a number of explosive touchdowns against this Wildcat D. But the whistle is blown and the play is blown dead.
For the snap, delay game.
Oh. So that delay of game penalty against the Wildcats going to back them up 5 yards, and that was so graciously called by the every coach over here on the Forney sideline. Called that long before the officials did. But nevertheless, the play clock had ticked down to 0, and they hadn't snapped the ball, so now they're going to do it from 5 yards deeper.
Albritton's able to get the kick away, but it is a high-flying punt and takes the bounce the wrong way. Thankfully, Carson Fenton is there to recover it and make sure it didn't keep bouncing back into Wildcat territory, but it will be downed right about at the Sulphur Springs 45-yard line.
Yes, another special teams player right behind him, Matthew Clark, was ready to pounce on that ball too, but Carson Fenton did a good job. Carson Fenton stays out there on the Wildcat defense. He's made a number of good plays out here tonight. We'll also see Braden Morris in on the defense.
So he quickly dishes it out to his wide receiver, number 13, on the near side, and he's able to take it upfield before being pushed out by, I believe, Colt Silman on the play. So he'll be pushed out at about the Sulphur Springs 35. They'll mark him at the 37. So it'll be pretty close to a first down, but a timeout called on the field due to a Wildcat down.
We're going to take a break with them, an injury timeout, and hear from a couple of our sponsors, and we'll be back here, Wildcat football, in just a moment.
Number 4.
Welcome back to Forney Citibank Stadium just in time as number 8 is looking deep for his wide receiver, number 13, on the near side, but overthrown, and he was pretty nicely covered by 2 Wildcat defenders on the play. Overthrown and out of reach, so no potential penalty called on the field, and it will be, I believe, 4th down coming up.
Well, let's see. It's 3rd on the scoreboard, and they're not changing it yet. They've been a little bit behind. I think they're going to go with 3rd down. 3rd and 2 for the Falcons.
So they hand it off to the running back. Number 2 is able to break 2 quick tackles, almost breaks another one, but looks like he'll still have enough of the first down, and so he does for a first down for the North Forney Falcon offense.
Yeah, they gave him his forward progress there, which was correct, and he got a new set of downs there for Forney. I'd like to be calling the Hooten's Hardware first down for the Wildcats, but unfortunately the North Forney Falcons have it right now.
So inside the 35-yard line now at the 34, the quarterback fakes the handoff and instead dishes out to his wide receiver, number 13, on the outside here on the near sideline, but is knocked loose by a defender there.
Colt Silman, again, a great defender on this Wildcat defense, as he popped the receiver as soon as he got the ball, and that did it. He couldn't hold on to it.
After the incompletion, thanks to the knocked out pass from Colt Silman, it's a 2nd and 10 now. Just under 4:30 left to go here in the 3rd. He hands it off to his running back, number 2, and he starts to take it on the near side and gets close to enough yards necessary for the first down. They might mark him, and they will mark him a yard beyond the first down marker, so it will be, in fact, a first down for this Forney Falcon offense. 2 first downs and 2 more.
I believe that was Austin Cheney on the tackle there that got him out of bounds. So, yeah, another first down for those Falcons.
Defense showing blitz for the Wildcats, and blitzing they are, but he's looking for his wide receiver on the far side, and he had a man open, but just couldn't connect with him in the end zone. That would have been a touchdown, no questions asked, but instead an incomplete pass.
Good coverage on the far side there by Colby Albritton.
Incompletion brings up a 2nd down 10. Falcons at the Wildcat 22.
So with the 2nd and 10 coming up, about 3:45 left to go here in the 3rd. Number 2, the running back, gets the call, and he slips a little bit, slips twice, but still has managed to stay up on his feet and gets about 5 yards, maybe 6 on first down. Or I'm sorry, 2nd down, so it will be a 3rd down coming up.
Yep, looks like they're going to mark it about 3rd and 5 there.
5-yard gain.
And so this could be a big stop for the Wildcats here. This Wildcat defense still not giving up.
3rd down 5.
And number 2 gets the call yet again, and he takes it right up the center, and he will be marked just short of the first down in this time, so it will be a 4th and very short at about 1 yard.
So with the Falcons being ahead, they're lining up. They're going to go for it just all of a sudden.
And the quarterback will give it off to number 2, and he's got nothing but green grass ahead of him as he gets into the end zone, and almost untouched before he's touched by a Wildcat defender as he crosses the plane. So another touchdown for the Falcons.
Well, a good play call by the North Forney offensive coordinator as they went straight to the line of scrimmage and caught the Wildcats kind of the defense on their heels there and ran that play before they could get set up and took it into the end zone, and they're going to go for the extra point here. It's going to make it a 40-point spread if he makes this.
And it's good.
The kick is good, so that's going to make it the Falcons 47 with the Wildcats 7. 2:56 left in this 3rd quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff in just a moment. And we're back at Citibank Stadium here in Forney, Texas, where the Wildcats are down 47-7. The North Forney Falcons seem to be dominating this game. And it's time for the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff as the Wildcats still moving left to right here. 2:56 left in the third quarter. And looks like they've got Weston Fields and Colby Albritton back to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. Ross?
And about set to kick it off from Forney here, and looks like we've got another deep kick, and a deep kick it is as it goes straight to Colby Albritton inside his own 20. He starts to take it back and return it, but he is, wow, hit in a big way by some Falcon special teams members, and he is taken down inside his own 35 at the 32.
Yep, it's going to be 1st and 10 for this Wildcat offense. Another Hooten's Hardware first down here as Kirk Reams and all the staff of Hooten's Hardware, Emory, Texas, support those Sulphur Springs Wildcats. So Hooten's Hardware, more than just nuts and bolts. You've been down there, Ross.
Sure have, and it's a wonderful store out there. I mean,
very impressive.
It rivals all of the Lowe's and the Home Depots. And another pass from Matthew Mitchell here. He gets out to Cable Glenn on the outside, and Glenn fumbles. Glenn fumbles, and the Falcons recover. So another turnover from this offense, and the Falcon offense right back on the field.
Right, unfortunate turn of events there for the Wildcats. A good clean hit there, but knocked the ball loose, and that's going to give the Falcons the ball as they come out on the field with a pretty good field position in the Wildcat territory on the Wildcat 45-yard line. You're talking about Hooten's there. Yeah, good. They've got a great selection there and do a lot of stuff, but it's the service that sets them apart from anybody else.
And so from the first play on the drive from the Falcons, they will hand it off to the running back, and it looks like we have got we've got some backups in for this Falcon offense, as this game is it's pretty much wrapped up, even though we still got a whole quarter to go. The Falcons lead by 47-7, and a number of wide receivers that I do not recognize here on the night, but of course number 7, Tylen Crochet, still out there. He's on the near side. The quarterback will keep it on the play as he had a designed option, something you see a lot more in the college game, but a nice play altogether, but wasn't able to get a whole lot. So we'll be about a gain of 1 on the play, so we'll make it a 3rd and long at 9.
Yep, so another chance for this Wildcat defense to make a big stop here. It's going to be too far for them to kick it, so.
And once again, handed off to number 2, the running back, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He is able to get about 3 yards on the play, but it looks like there might be a flag down on the field on the far side. We'll see if the flag is called. If perhaps it's a hand warmer, as we realized last weekend with the Wildcats.
That was another sideline warning. You couldn't hear that because he was his voice was cracking up there, but that was against Sulphur Springs. So I guess coach too far out on the field there. All the players are lined up well out of the white zone there. Here comes the punt.
They punt it away, and number 23, Austin Cheney, is back to receive it, and he will let it go right past him and into the end zone for a touchback. So the Wildcats will get the ball at the 20-yard line here coming up.
So a good decision there. Austin Cheney letting that go, and it bouncing into the end zone, and so the Wildcats will come out for another Hooten's Hardware first down. We were talking about service, with the Hooten's Hardware, and another one of our sponsors, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op. You hadn't been over there yet, have you, Ross?
Have not.
You don't do all your farming purchases over there. I went in and asked some farming questions, and they even answered them with no surprise that I was asking farming questions. So that was nice.
So starting the drive from their own 20, they'll hand it off to the running back on the play, and number 20 is able to storm his way forward. That might not be number 20, but he is able to get 3 yards on the possession.
Put my handy binoculars out here. I'm going to say that was, I think that was Malachi Rowland there.
Sure was.
Yeah.
So Rowland gets 3 yards on the rush. It will make it a 2nd and more manageable at 7, but under a minute to go here in the third quarter now at under 40 seconds. So after the mild rush from Rowland. He'll fake the handoff, get it out to Cable Glenn again, and Cable Glenn will do his best not to fumble on the play, but he is surrounded by 3 defenders who do their best to wrestle him to the ground, but not before he can get well enough for the first down and a new set of downs for the Wildcats.
Oh, they'll move the sticks, and the Wildcats get a new set of downs. So here comes your Hooten's Hardware first down for these Wildcats. They're on their own 32-yard line, so we've got a ways to go, but that was a good pass. Good pass, a good catch by Cable Glenn, and he held on the ball. And now it looks like somebody's calling timeout. So we're going to take a timeout with them and hear from the sponsor. And we'll be back here, Wildcat football in Forney, Texas, here in just a moment.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney as we've got the 4th quarter of the regular season finale for the Wildcats football team. They are unfortunately trailing big here, 47-7, but they've been trying to find some chemistry on offense, trying to move the ball, but just as we've been talking about during this game, they've kind of been shooting themselves in their own foot at times.
Yes, and we've switched into the field because the end of the 3rd quarter has passed, and now it's the beginning of the 4th quarter. So 12 minutes left in this ball game. The Wildcats down 47-7, and now they're moving right to left. And on the far side, let's see, on the near side, I've got Matthew Sherman here lined up as a receiver, so he's had a good night. And the Wildcats on their own 32-yard line.
He hands it off to number 8, Malachi Rowland, who's able to quickly stream upfield. He's past the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. He will be wrestled down before he makes it to the end zone inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line. Depends on where they'll spot him.
Wow, what a fantastic play by Malachi Rowland as he just powered through that line and kept on going down the field. It took 3 North Forney Falcons to wrap him up and take him to the ground. And so now we're going to have to wait for the crew with the sticks to make it all the way down here. Now they finally figure out they're not needed because they're inside the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal for these Wildcats for their Hooten's Hardware first down.
At the 9, they'll hand it off to big man Douglas Deloney, and he's able to barrel his way past a couple of defenders inside the 5 to the 2-yard line.
So as he gets either tackled by his helmet or his horse collar, they don't throw a flag, but they pull him down, and now it's going to be 2nd and goal. Looks like they're going to mark it about the 3-yard line.
Appears to be so.
Yeah. Maybe even the 2. Looks like they gave a little forward progress there.
So with the 2nd and goal from 2, they'll see if they can't punch it in. They'll hand it off to Douglas Deloney, see if he can't do it. And it looks like he might have gotten close. There's no call on the field yet, but the call is short. So it will be a 3rd and very short for the Wildcat offense, looking to get their 2nd touchdown in the game.
I think all of the 11 Falcons were in on that play. It took it to push him back. And so it's 3rd and inches here for this Wildcat offense to try to get into the end zone. So they're taking their time. The play clock down to 20.
So 3 wide receivers right for the Wildcat offense, and Matthew Mitchell will keep it himself for a touchdown. Beautifully designed play there to get the Wildcats in the end zone for their 2nd touchdown on the night to make it, as it stands currently, a 47-13 deficit for the Wildcats. Extra point kick coming up.
Yeah, what great effort by Matthew Mitchell there. Undeterred, he walked that one right in, kept it and got into the end zone as Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, and way to go Matthew Mitchell for putting 6 points on the board. Here comes the extra kick.
And wow, they fake it. They instead hand it off to number 20, who tries to take it in himself, but can't get really. He can get inside the 5, but was wrestled down at about the 3, so that's where it will be spotted. So no extra point kick. The 2-point conversion is no good, so the score stays 47-13 in favor of North Forney.
But I love it. I love that they went for it that way and tried to have a little trick play. They pitch it out to Uriel Santa Cruz and try to get him to run it in, but he got cut short. We're going to come back here to Citibank Field here in Forney in just a moment, where we'll be getting ready for the Wildcat to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney, as the Wildcat football team are able to take it in the end zone thanks in large part to a huge rush from Malachi Rowland, who had at least 60 on the rush to put them inside the 10-yard line. Wildcats have an onside kick coming here, and a beautifully pointed ball, and it looks to be far enough, and a Wildcat was able to come down with it, and so they do, as the Wildcat football team will have 2 straight possessions here.
What a fantastic play. I think I said earlier they were going to receive the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and they did by kicking an onside kick and taking it back. So Braden Morris is the hero on special teams tonight, as he jumped up and came down with that ball, and that's going to let the Wildcat offense back on the field. They come out and line up on the 46-yard line in Falcon territory to take their 1st and 10. Here comes your Hooten's Hardware. First down for these Wildcats.
Four wide receivers for the Wildcat offense in the backfield with Matthew Mitchell is number 3, big man Douglas Deloney. Deloney fakes the handoff. Mitchell's looking deep. He's got a wide receiver all alone who had at least 2 steps on his defender, Weston Fields, but just overthrown from the quarterback Mitchell. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, this is obviously, I think, the coldest game that we played that these young men have played. It's 46 degrees out right now, and so temperature may be a factor in this. He launched that ball, great pass way down the field, but just overshot his receiver and brings up 2nd down for these Wildcats.
Trips left for the offense. They hand it off to Douglas Deloney, who takes it right up the gut on the halfback draw, and he's able to get more than 5 yards. It'll be about 6, so a 3rd and 4 coming up for the Wildcat offense.
Yes, good play. Douglas Deloney really giving that effort. I've got one of the tight ends lining up here in the slot over there. Luke Caton's in the ball game.
2 wide receivers each way for the Wildcats, and he fakes the handoff to Douglas Deloney. Mitchell tries to take off with it, but he is taken down by a number of defenders for the North Forney Falcon defense. Tackled for a loss. It will be counted as a sack and makes it a very long 4th and 7.
Play number 3, Marquise Edwards in the backfield for the Falcons.
Wildcats may be going for it here.
And it appears to be so.
Number 45, Troy Matthews.
We've got Alex Flecker here lined up as a wide receiver here on the near side.
Two wide receivers split each ways. Wildcats fake the handoff to Deloney. Mitchell having to leave the pocket. Lots of pressure coming for him. He's trying to get to one of his receivers, and he's got number 14 in deep inside the 30.
Great catch by Reed Williams, who snagged that ball and turned that into a 1st down for your Wildcats. So Matthew Mitchell under pressure, but undeterred. He kept scrambling around and threw a great pass to an open Reed Williams for a 1st down. Here comes your Hooten's Hardware, 1st down.
Wildcat 1st down at the Falcon 28.
Now at the 28-yard line of North Forney, the Sulphur Springs Wildcats will have a 1st down, trailing 47-13 with under 9 minutes to go here in the ball game, the final game on the 2021 season for the Wildcats. And Mitchell will hand it off to Deloney, and he tries to break a tackle, but is quickly then taken down by a couple more Falcon defenders and wrestled down at the line of scrimmage.
Got Trenton McKinney in the ball game here for the Wildcats, number 51.
Stop made by the Falcons, number 24, Brandon Holt. 2nd down, 10.
So after the rush for no gain from Deloney, Wildcats will look for something else, but instead they go straight back to Deloney, who takes it up the near sideline and gets shoved out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 16, maybe 17-yard line.
Yes, again, another tackle 4 or 5 yards out of bounds there, but they were kind of wrapped up going out of bounds, so maybe I'll call one. And just called Trenton McKinney his number, and a great block by Trenton there on the offensive line to help make that play successful. Mitchell
looking right. He's got a man. Not the quickest thrown ball, so as a result, the wide receiver on the play was not able to make anything with yards after the catch.
Yeah, that ball kind of floated there for a little bit, and Weston Fields snagged it and got a few yards, or maybe got a yard, but 4 yards, excuse me, 4-yard gain on the play.
Second down 7.
So a 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. Mitchell fakes the handoff, looking for a wide receiver on the far side. He goes by one defender and can't break another one as he's shoved out of bounds at the 10-yard line, about 2 or 3 yards short of the first down marker.
Weston Fields again on the reception, kind of a favorite target of these quarterbacks for the Wildcats. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and short, maybe about 2, 1, 1.5.
3rd down 2.
Let's see. We're going to call it 2 on the scoreboard.
9-yard line.
Got Alex Flecker here on the near side again, lined up in the receiver spot.
Mitchell has Hall in the backfield with him, and he hands it off to Hall. Hall tries to bounce off a few defenders, and he does exactly that, getting inside the 5 and enough for a first down.
So that's going to bring up another 1st and goal situation, another Hooten's Hardware first down for your Wildcats, and they're going to be marked on the 4-yard line. So 1st and goal on the 4. These Wildcats knocking on the door of the end zone right here. So let's see what they can do, if they're going to run it or
5 yards gain to the 4-yard line. First down goal.
9 in the backfield with.
So Mitchell fakes the handoff to Hall and takes it himself, and he'll get pretty, he got about 2, maybe 3 yards on the rush, so it'll be a 2nd and goal from the 2.
2nd down 2
Yep.
at the 2.
So
For the Falcons on the stop, number 12.
got 27 lined up as a receiver on the far side. That's going to be Adam Peckham again.
Mitchell hands it off to Hall, and Hall walks into the end zone after a nice cutback for another touchdown.
And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, as they put 6 more points on the board. So that's going to bring the score to 19 after the failed 2-point conversion, or the from the last touchdown. And so now we'll see if they'll kick it or try to run another 2 points. But 47-19 at this point, 6:41 left in the ball game. Your Wildcats marching down the field and putting some points on the board.
Ariano's kick is up, and it's good. So it will make it a 47-20, a 27-point deficit for the Wildcats football team, but they were able to do it in about a 4-minute drive for a touchdown.
Those Wildcats will be kicking off the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, but maybe they'll be receiving it too with another onside kick. I can only hope. We'll take a break, and we'll be back here for Wildcat football in just a moment.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney, as the Wildcats football team were able to get a touchdown on their previous drive, and then not only that, successfully converted an onside kick and then got another touchdown. So 2 touchdowns. It looks like in the last 4 minutes for the Wildcats, and now it's a 27-point deficit. Another onside kick attempt, and it looks like it'll go out of bounds, so a flag thrown on the field, and the North Forney Falcons will get the ball for the first time since, well, the 3rd quarter.
Yes, so great job. Another pretty well executed kick, but just didn't bounce on that 2nd bounce high enough, and it just continued to go out of bounds. So unfortunately for these Wildcats.
Free kick out of bounds. Number 32. First down.
Well, another, not sure what that call was.
Yeah, it was just I think he said free kick out of bounds. I don't know the number he called it against. It was in the 70s, so that's more often than not an offensive lineman. But either way, North Forney keeps the ball after the failed onside kick attempt, and they will try and take it up the gut with the quarterback, number 17, and he's able to push his way forward for about 5 yards before the play is blown down. And it will be a 2nd and 5 coming up.
Oh, yes. Wildcats defense back on the field there, trying to make something happen. Another stop here.
So we'll see if the quarterback will keep it again this time. Instead, he elects to hand it off to his running back, number 6, who takes it also up the gut and gets not as much yards on this play as he only gets 2. So a 3rd and 2 coming up.
That was Cameron Jefferson on the stop there. He wrapped up that Falcon and took him to the ground. So way to go, Cameron Jefferson. So making a great play to force a 3rd and short.
Quarterback keeps himself, number 17, and he gets more than enough yardage necessary for the first down as he got about 5 on the play, so it will be a new set of downs for this North Forney Falcon offense.
I think one of the offensive linemen just fell down. He walked right over him and got into that first down. But either way, it's going to be first and 10 on the 35-yard line of the Wildcats.
17 hands it off to his favorite running back, number 2, and you see why he's a go-to running back as he takes off to the end zone, but there are 2 flags on the field, so I imagine it'll be coming back due to a holding call.
Yes, that was, yep.
Number 19, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So a great call by the officials there that is helpful for the Wildcats. They're going to push that back 10 yards, so it's going to be, they'll get the down back. That's going to be 1st and 20 now. They're going to be pushed back to the Wildcat 45-yard line. And, no, excuse me, they're marking it at the 40. Must be the spot of the foul.
17 fakes the pass and instead elects to keep it himself, and he is wrestled down by a number of Wildcat defenders.
Yeah, he really got popped there by number 46 on the Wildcats. That's Carson Fenton again, having a great game. So he made the stop, and so they're going to be pushed back for a loss. About 2 yards going to be on the 42-yard line for the Wildcats. It's going to be 2nd and, I'm going to call it 18.
So they elect to hand it off to the go-to running back, number 2, and once again, he almost gets enough yardage necessary for the first down. Will they give it to him? Yes, they will. So a 2nd and 16 becomes a 1st and 10. Wow.
Yeah, that was quite a run there. They're going to mark him right on the 24-yard line, 29-yard line of the Wildcats. So it's 1st and 10 for the Falcons on the Wildcat 29.
Just over 4 minutes to go here in the season for the Wildcats football team. Number 17, the quarterback, keeps it himself, takes it up right around the edge that his offensive lineman created on the blocking, and he's able to get close to the 20-yard line just outside of the red zone at the 21.
There's Cordarian Turner that made the stop there. Good job by Cordarian Bull Turner, number 18.
So with a 2nd and 7 now, just about 3.5 minutes to go here in the game. 17 hands it off to number 2, and once again the Wildcats are all over it as there are at least 4 defenders who wrestled him down behind the line of scrimmage. So a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, David Campbell in on the stop, as well as Cameron Jefferson. A couple of other Wildcats I couldn't quite make out there, but those 2 young men kept anything from happening, and now it's going to be 3rd and about 9 to go for these Falcons.
Third and 9 here. Number 17 keeps it. He's got an option with the running back running behind him, but he elects to keep it himself, take it up downfield. Only gets about 3 or 4 yards, so will be a 4th down coming up in about 6.
It'll be a long kick if they decide to kick it from there, but they may try it, or they may just go for it.
And hands it off to number 2 on 4th down. He tries to take it up the near side, and it looks like maybe he got close to enough yards for the first down. We'll see what the call on the field is, though, because he might be short.
Yep, looks like it's going to be about a yard short. Wildcat offense entering the field. Yep, it's going to be over on downs. Wildcat offense will be coming back out on the field with some long yardage there to get to the end zone. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this ball game. The Wildcats will start their drive on their own 16-yard line, as it'll be 1st and 10 for their Hooten's Hardware first down. Push back into their own territory. Still have Matt Mitchell out there in his quarterback.
Deuce's wide receivers left and right. Mitchell looking right, but he's got some pressure coming his way. He's somehow able to get rid of the ball, but throws it over towards the sideline. There was a Wildcat receiver there, so doesn't look like a grounding penalty will be called.
No, and it was caught by a Wildcat, but unfortunately that Wildcat was standing on the sidelines at the moment. Not in the game, but anyway, no harm, no foul. 2nd down and 10. Good scrambling, good way to get rid of the ball there, Matt Mitchell. So
from their own 16, they'll hand it off this time around, and I believe that's number 22 or number 23. It was hard to tell before he spun around and got tackled to the ground, but not a whole lot of gain on the play, so it will be a 3rd and long at about 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and that was number 22, Jesse Bailey, who's had some pretty good runs tonight, but got about 2 or 3 yards out of that one. They're going to call it 3rd and about 7 on the play. Big 3rd down play here for this Wildcat offense.
2 wide receivers each way for the offense. Matthew Mitchell looking left all the way, and he tries to get out to Cable Glenn, but a great jump by the defender there, number 20 for the Falcons, as he was able to just jump in at the last second and deflect that ball away.
It's going to make it 4th down. They're pushed back way in their own territory, but they're going to go for it because they're down 20-47 with the clock ticking down. 1 minute and 29 left in this ball game. Last game of the season here for these Wildcats. This Wildcat offense still showing great dignity and poise here at the end of this game, into this season.
Could be the last play for the Wildcat offense this season. Matthew Mitchell looks for wide receivers, but he instead rolls out of the pocket and gets well past the 30 for a 1st down. So what looked to be a 4th and 7 and a likely turnover on downs turns into a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. There is a Falcon down, though.
Matthew Mitchell wanted to hear me say that's another Hooten's Hardware 1st down, and he got to hear it because he scrambled and got way up the field there, all the way up to their own 31-yard line. We're going to take an injury timeout real quick, just take a short break while they tend to one of these Falcon players, and we'll be back to Wildcat football here in just a moment.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney, as we had a Falcon down. That was number 55.
Gustavo Rubio, a junior defensive lineman, and he walked off under his own power. And here comes this Hooten's Hardware 1st down for these Wildcats on their own 31-yard line.
1:17 left to go in the fall 2021 season for both of these teams. The Wildcats will look to end it strong with a touchdown potentially. Matthew Mitchell fakes the handoff. He's looking deep. He's got Landon Fields in the middle, and he had a step on his defender, but just overshot his wide receiver on the play.
Yes, a good pass way down the field. That ball traveled 10, 20, 30, 45 yards in the air, and landed. Fields just couldn't get to it. It was kind of like what some of these passes have all been, just kind of a step or two off tonight, and I'm going to call it on the weather.
Mitchell, once again, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's looking for Weston Fields deep, but the floater just floated a little too far out of bounds, so it will be an incomplete pass, and it looks like 3rd down will be coming up here.
Yep, it's going to be 3rd and 10. They're just launching it downfield, trying to make something happen with exactly 60 seconds left on the game clock. 60 seconds away from the end of this Wildcat season.
Mitchell looking right, and he had number 27, Adam Peckham, and he had to go pretty low to catch that ball. It was a pretty low pass for Matthew Mitchell, so he had to kind of go on the ground to catch it, and he will be marked as a result down where he caught the ball at the Wildcat 36-yard line.
And I'm going to have to check the tape on that one because it looks like to me the official marked him about a yard short of where he caught it, so I can't throw the challenge flag from here. 31 seconds and counting here in the ball game.
Mitchell looking right all the way. He's got some pressure. He's got to leave the pocket, and he will stay in bounds. So that will, it looks like maybe he got enough yardage necessary for the first down. Will they give it to him?
Looks like they're moving the chains. That's going to, yep, that's going to be another Hooten's Hardware first down. They get this ball spotted. They're going to roll the clock. 18 seconds left here in the ball game, and they're going to get their last Hooten's Hardware first down of the season.
Mitchell gets the snap. He's looking to on the far side to Adam Peckham, and I believe that ball was incomplete.
Yep, it was hit the ground, and they're going to line up. 6 seconds left. That's going to stop the clock, and they're going to roll it here as soon as he snaps. This should be the last play of the ball game. Wildcats down 47-20 under these North Forney Falcons.
Final play of the 2021 season right here. Mitchell looking left. He had Cable Glenn, but once again, Cable Glenn had beat his defenders, but just an overthrown pass from Matthew Mitchell, and that will end the game with a 47-20 defeat for Sulphur Springs in their finale game of the 2021 season.
Yes, that's going to do it for us here at Citibank Field, Citibank Stadium here in Forney. We want to thank all of our sponsors, all the pregame, the postgame, the halftime, and the play-by-play sponsors that make all of our coverage possible, and will allow you to sit at home and watch the game on YouTube live streaming when we're allowed, or listen on the KSST 1230 AM radio. It's all made possible by all the wonderful sponsors that we have that support these Wildcats through thick and thin. And even though they've had a hard season, we've seen a lot of growth and a lot of dignity in this in these young men, this ball team, and we certainly thank Greg Owens and his staff for instilling those wonderful values in these young men during what has been a very difficult season. Any closing thoughts, Ross?
No, I think you put it great, Chad. A tough season, no doubt. Not able to get the win, but they fought really hard in all of their previous, 4 contests now?
Yes, very close. Those last, yeah. Yes.
And so while it was, again, a tough end of the season, 27 seniors were honored last Friday at Gerald Prim Stadium, and they fought all the way through every game all season long. So a tough end of the season, but they have some good things to build on going into next year.
So that's going to do it for us. I'm Chad Young with your color commentary. Of course, the wonderful Ross Lebinsky on your play-by-play. And then there's, of course, that old Doug Hastings over there that's been filming it, and they even got us on YouTube to get this going for tonight. You can watch for the replay on Channel 18, or you can see it on our YouTube channel as well. That's going to do it for this season of Wildcat football. We thank you. And I can't leave out James Terry back at the station. Almost left out James Terry. He's the one that keeps us on the radio as well, and so we thank him as well. So that's going to do it for us tonight from Forney. The end of Wildcat football for this season. We'll see you here next time. You can catch Ross Lebinsky covering all the other sports as they happen on KSST 1230 AM. Good night.